What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash yet again today. BCH USD, baby. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into you guys. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. We were so close. Oh, we were so close. We were flirting with it, weren't we? But just a little tease at the moment, a little tease, but we're still bullish, guys. Absolutely still bullish. Higher lows, higher highs, the whole shebang. It's not bad. Hell, go lower, break out of this zone, make people capitulate. We still have higher lows, right? This is still an uptrend overall, so I'm not worried about the price. I feel like I'm talking to, and don't take offense to this, all right? I hope nobody takes offense to this. I feel like I'm talking to the XRP community sometimes with this, whenever I say things like we might go down, but just hold out, persevere, because I know, damn, man, the XRP community, if you don't get what I'm trying to, the dots that I'm trying to connect here, they persevered. They held through, and they were rewarded for it, right? I know I'm talking to the right crowd, because if you're watching this video, if you've been invested in Bitcoin Cash as long as I have, you won't care. Go lower. Hell, drop below $400. Make my freaking day, right? I think enough of us up here said the exact words, I wish I bought more, right? Well, guess what? If it goes lower, there's going to be enough of us who definitely sees that opportunity too. I just hope nobody panic sells, right? I think there is some new attention on this thing, especially with how significant of an area that it's at to break out, but we'll get into that later. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. We'll do some short-term analysis and then wrap it up with some long-term analysis, as I normally like to do. It just makes sense, right? Chronological order and all that. Okay, so, oh yeah, this is terrible. We're going to zero. No, that's not what's happening. We're probably not going to go to zero. We're probably not. I mean, statistically, it's possible. It's probably not. Here's the thing, too, guys. Think about it this way, right? Just real quick, for anybody out there that might doubt Bitcoin Cash or might not be certain on it, it's got the exact same tokenomics as Bitcoin, right? If every millionaire alive today wanted to own one Bitcoin, they couldn't even own half of one, okay? Every millionaire alive today, it's more rare to own half a Bitcoin from a stance of supply than it is to own even $1 million. Right? Does that make sense? And the price hasn't correlated. It's the same thing with Bitcoin Cash. It's the exact same thing with Bitcoin Cash. If you want to translate that, well, if it's Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin, then maybe it's like one Bitcoin is as rare as $1 million. Okay, whatever. But still, the point being, we're at 400 and something dollars, man. It's very bullish stuff. The tokenomics are the same. So Bitcoin Cash is momentarily inflationary. When it prints its last Bitcoin, there will be no more. It will not be deflationary. It will not be inflationary. It will be stationary. That's what I call it. There's a word for it that economists use. I forget what it is whenever something's like. But if it's deflationary, inflationary, stationary, that I feel like that's appropriate too. It'll be stationary. The supply will not change. It will be fixed. And it is fixed from a maximum standpoint, but just from a circulating standpoint, it is momentary inflationary. You know what's not fixed? You know what will forever be inflationary because it has to be? Is the US dollar. So as time goes on, I feel absolutely comfortable and confident. I know everybody says nothing's impossible, but here's the deal, guys. It's impossible for Bitcoin Cash to go to zero because there's going to be people like you and me buying it until it go to 10 cents. I'll buy more. I'll buy it all. It'll all be mine. Roger Ver, sell me your Bitcoin Cashes. Anyways, here, no, I know I'm not the only person that thinks like that, man. I didn't, and that's just how we know this thing is here to last too, right? It's got the same tokenomics, but it's better. It's more true to the BCH, BTC code, Bitcoin code. Let's get back to work, okay? Enough, whatever the hell that was. 1 hour MACD, I'm not bullish on it. Higher readings in the MACD histogram. Oh, you do have higher readings in the price, I suppose. I'm still not bullish on it. You're at the zero line, you probably reject. Stochastics getting into the oversold zone. You wicked all the way up there. You had a nice little pip, but now you're dipping. The slower moving average here, or the slower oscillator, is moving down. The RSI is having a hard time getting above the 50, and overall it does look bearish. So yeah, lower. Lower is where you're going to go. Where are you going to go? Might be the question that someone asks. Where? Where indeed? Oh man, BTC had a little bit of volatility, didn't it? Let's see. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame here. Back up. It's back up. Let me see something real quick. Hold on, guys. Okay, yeah. Okay, I thought so. All right. Anyways, BCH. BCH is not getting as volatile. It's very rare that you see BTC being more volatile than BCH, man. Yeah, 4 hour RSI makes me think we're going lower. You bounce off the oversold zone, but you're rejecting the 40. That's not a good look. You're in a downtrend in the RSI. Stochastics look like they want to go lower. The MACD, I could take it or leave it, but I would think, generally you don't just run from a deep red color to these waning bearish momentum histogram colors. Typically, you have more iterations where you do push lower, right? Push lower on the histogram and in the oscillators themselves. So I would think that we have more to go, but typically doesn't mean it has to. But I would think that we do go lower. So with that in mind, now that we've kind of, I would say we've validated the idea that we go lower. Let's see if we can find an area from a high here to a low. Have we respected this fib? Kind of, not really, but kind of. I don't know if I like it. Let's see. Maybe there's something better. What about this one? And if not this one, we'll go on a longer term basis, and that's okay. Golden ratio to the 302. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So when you go lower, I would expect something between 470 to 460. If not there, 446 is the lowest. I don't think we go below 446. Just enough to scare people, maybe. Right? We've got these higher lows here, in this kind of like trend that I'm butchering real hard. We'll probably go lower as soon as we break the trend. That's when people capitulate, and then boom, then we move up. But if we go lower than 460, I would say 446 holds us as support. I don't believe that we go lower than that. What else is there to talk about? Let's see. We've already done that. Let's do the daily time frame now. And daily does look a little. The daily kind of looks bullish actually. You do have bearish divergence, but that's already been exacted. Lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price. Hard to be bearish on that, man. Lower lows in the stochastics as well, but typically the stochastics don't really bounce here, although it seems as though that's what you've done recently on the daily time frame. MACD with the fresh cross, I stand by it. I think we go to like 470 to 446, somewhere in that area, probably around 460 or 465, I should say. We'll find support and then move up, but if we go lower than that, again, it's really not that big of a deal. I doubt we get below 446, and even if we do, make my day, make our day. We'll scoop some up. Weekly time frame, looking at it here. We are on the brink of the break, my friends. The weekly MACD has just crossed above the zero line, which is bullish. It's a bullish thing indeed. 1 day, 7 hours left in this week. We'll probably decay, right, a little bit, maybe this week, maybe next week, whatever, but then soon enough we'll be continuing onwards. Typically, whenever you break above the zero, it's a good thing, actually, and it does promote continuation and growth. We just got oversold on the RSI, and now we're rejecting. I don't like that look. That's not ideal. We're down 4.4%. I suppose it would be nice if Bitcoin Cash did this thing it's been doing lately, which is if Bitcoin's down or up or whatever, it just moves up more. I hope. If we could, hopefully I'm wrong, and we just go up and we close this week above $504, but I'm not optimistic on that. But if we could, I just don't like the look of this rejection off the overbought zone. But we've done this before and then still recovered. We've actually done this before and then recovered, so I'm not too worried. We've done this before and then kind of recovered, but I don't know about you guys. I'm ready for this thing to move up now. I want it to go now, but who cares what we want, right? We are on the brink of the break. Absolutely we are. Any day now, any week, probably any week now is a better phrase to use. We will be breaking out of this zone. We're right here, guys. Multi-cycle consolidation phase. Bitcoin Cash is about to get a lot of attention because whether you like it, whether you love it, whether you love it even more, it's very obvious. It's kind of infallible at this point that we are going to break out of this to the upside. Before that, maybe we get a little shakeout, little downside move at a fast velocity, high velocity, and then we rip. A little dip and rip action. That tends to be the case for most things. Or like even a little rip and then a dip action if you're going the opposite end. But we're about to break out. The area to watch at this moment would be probably something around like $500. If we can close 2 weeks in a row above $500, it's on, guys. And I got nothing else for you there. So hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all very much for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.